What's up, JASMY holders? The time is ticking for crypto, for JASMY right now. In this important video, I want to give you my expectations here for the short term, for the midterm. I want to give you some new insights from an on-chain perspective, but also price-wise. I want to show you what I think is the most likely outcome for JASMY and for crypto here in the short term. And it's going to be an important video. Let's get into it. First, of course, like the video. Can we get this video, I would say, to at least 400 likes? That would be appreciated. I appreciate you guys watching because most retail left the space completely. I'm going to show you that in this video as well. Let's get into it.
So starting off on the 3 daily time frame for JASMY, every candlestick that you see over here represents 3 days in time. I'm taking a look at the price action going all the way back to February last year. And what you can see is that JASMY got supported on top of the range between 1.5 and I would say 1.75 cents to be precise. So a lot of touch points on top of this support range. The JASMY price found support here. Unfortunately, in March of this year, we broke below this support for the first time since a very long time. And we are right now for the first time seeing a new retest as potential new resistance for JASMY. So the price is struggling with this range, and to confirm an actual bullish reversal, we need to see a break above this range. We need to get accepted above 1.75 cents for JASMY to confirm a bullish reversal back to the upside. Now the good news here is that JASMY is still trading at a fairly high range here. We are accepted above 1.5 cents, but the next resistance to break is definitely that 1.75. If we see a break above that range, multiple daily candles above that range, then you have confirmation that the trend has indeed shifted. But yeah, as I said, guys, in the last few videos, we already had a fairly strong reaction to the upside from the low point of the beginning of April. We saw a reaction back to the upside of 128%, which is absolutely massive. If we sketch out a trend line from the highest point of December last year, and if we connect as many touch points as possible, you can see multiple touch points here with the trend line, then JASMY already confirmed a break above the trend line, which is a first major and early indication that the trend has indeed shifted from a correction back into a new uptrend. You can see that JASMY had a very strong correction since the highest point from the beginning of December last year, a correction of approximately 86%. So the price went from 6 cents to below a cent, which is absolutely massive. But right now we're seeing the first possible confirmation that the trend has potentially shifted for JASMY. But if you want to have more stronger confirmation, simply wait for that break above 1.5 cents for JASMY. Now, let's take a look at the short-term price action. I'm right here looking at the liquidation heat map. Binance is the data source. And what you can see is that there is some liquidity building up below the current price for JASMY, which indicates that there are some new long positions active in the market. Now, the majority of the liquidity is still above the current price, which is a bullish sign because price typically goes after the highest liquidity. But we should be aware that there is some liquidity building up, I would say between 1.2 cents and 1.3 cents for JASMY. So it is possible to see a wick to the downside to liquidate a lot of people before eventually that reversal higher. And if we go back to the price action, if we zoom in, let's say, to the 12-hourly time frame, then I can identify some potential support areas for you guys. So if we sketch out the Fibonacci retracement from the lowest point of this impulsive move from the beginning of April all the way to the highest point from the 25th of April, then in the color red you can see all the relevant support areas for JASMY. So as of right now, according to the liquidation heat map, a lot of liquidity, as I said, between 1.2 and 1.3 cents. And if we look at the Fibonacci support levels, then we can see that that is lining up around the 0.5 Fibonacci level for JASMY. Also, if you look at the left-hand side, you can see previous support, previous resistance. So if we do see more bearish momentum in the short term, it is very likely that this area will provide support for JASMY, and then we can expect a huge reversal back to the upside. So just be aware of that. If you're trading this in the immediate short term, there is a possibility that JASMY is going to take out the liquidity here before eventually it it reverses back to the upside. Now let's actually talk about some price targets here for the coming month for JASMY in case we do see that break above 1.7 cents. And for this, I'm going to sketch out a Fibonacci retracement from the highest point of November 2021. I'm here on the weekly scale, all the way to the bear market low point from December 2022. Now in the color red, you can see all the relevant resistance areas for JASMY. The first one lines up around 1.7 cents for JASMY, which is a 0.382. So we need to break above that one. That is the most important one in the immediate short term. Now, if we do see that confirmed break above that level, then the next resistance to look at is around, I would say, 3 cents for JASMY, which is a 0.5. Above that, we have the golden ratio around 5, I would say between 5 and 6 cents, and the price got perfectly rejected there in December last year. So those are the imminent targets. If we break above 6 cents, then I'm looking out for 11.6, possibly all the way to 12 cents for JASMY. And eventually, I also do think that there is a decent probability that JASMY could break above its bull run high from 2021, which was located around the 30 cents area. Now, to give you some perspective from our current position to the first major resistance, that is a move of 90%, which is already massive. To the second resistance, let's say the golden ratio, 290%. If we go to 11 cents, then we're talking about 650%. And if we go to the bull run high from 2021, then you're almost talking about a 20x, which is absolutely massive. And if you trade this, let's say with a 2 or a 3x leverage, so very low leverage to avoid liquidation, then your gains are of course going to multiply significantly higher. So keep that in mind. I think the downside potential is fairly limited, but the potential upside reward is absolutely massive from this point onwards for JASMY. And before I show you many other metrics as well, if you want to take advantage of the current price action just like I am doing, if you want to purchase JASMY, if you want to open up swing trade positions just like I am doing, then definitely sign up to weeks Phoenix or Blowfin. My referral links are down below in the video description. As you can see, massive bonuses on weeks up to 30k, on Phoenix a 20% cashback bonus, and on Blowfin a 5k bonus. Also here on weeks, for example, the first 100 users will get 100 USDT as a futures bonus completely for free if you use my link down below in the video description. So yeah guys, definitely check it out. I think this is the best time to look for potential new swing trade positions. Keep the leverage low to avoid liquidation, but I think that the rewards could be absolutely massive in the coming weeks and months ahead of us. So the next thing that I want to show you is actually all the way over on the Google Trends indicator with search term JASMY, and I showed you this multiple times, but I think that this is super important to look at. Now, here I posted a few days ago, most JASMY retail is out, new millionaires will be created every day. Will you be one of them? This is, of course, it depends on how much JASMY you have, but if you take a look at this graph, then you can see that retail interest is currently extremely low, guys. Typically around these low points, we tend to see a bottom in the price. Typically around these high points, when retail interest is very high, as we have seen in December last year, it tends to mark the local top. Now, that is exactly what we saw in December of last year when JASMY was trading around 6 cents. Retail interest was extremely high. That marked the exact top, and we saw a significant shakeout. Right now, retail interest is very low, so this is an excellent moment to get involved into the market. And this doesn't just apply to JASMY, it basically applies to the whole crypto space. Basically, every altcoin is massively oversold. Retail completely got flushed out of the market. So if you're still here, big shout out to you. I think you will be rewarded in the coming weeks and months ahead of us. Now, looking at JASMY against Bitcoin, so JASMY USDT / BTC USDT. So this is not against the dollar, but against the BTC pair. And here you can see the entire price action on the monthly scale. Now, JASMY has been in a significant downtrend against Bitcoin. No surprises here, like most altcoins have been. But what is super interesting here is actually the way the price behaves. And I'm seeing this pattern all over most altcoins out there. We tend to see a huge bear market, then we tend to see a sideways period. And let me actually draw it correctly for you. So for most altcoins, we see a huge bear market, then we see a huge accumulation phase, and then we tend to see a parabolic phase to the upside. And I do believe that JASMY is at the end stage of the consolidation against Bitcoin. As you can see, we are back at cycle lows again against the BTC pair, just like we were in January 2024. And if I show you where the price was back then in January 2024, that was literally here at, what is it, 0.0044. So Right now we're back at square one for JASMY against BTC, and I think that we are gearing up for a huge reversal. That is also visible on the RSI on the monthly time frame. So as you can see, there's a lot of momentum building up on the monthly RSI with strong higher lows getting created, as you can see over here, while the price against the BTC pair actually made significant lower lows. So let me actually draw it correctly for you. So the price against BTC from that same point made significant lower lows. And this is what you call a bullish divergence, which actually got confirmed on the monthly time frame since we saw a massive rally outperformance against Bitcoin. And now we have seen the pullback. And I think it's just a matter of time before this trend is going to continue against BTC in the coming months for JASMY. And for example, if we take a look at the altcoin season index, you can see that it's currently still Bitcoin season. This is an excellent zone of accumulation. This is the period where you want to accumulate your altcoins. Whenever this meter is above 75, that is when you want to take profits on altcoins. But right now, still an excellent moment of accumulation here in the markets. And also this, I posted this a few hours ago on my X page. The Federal Reserve is about to announce rate decisions this Wednesday. Pray for crypto and XRP and all cryptocurrencies basically. And currently the consensus is that the Federal Reserve isn't going to do any rate cuts this meeting. They're going to do rate cuts most likely in June. But who knows, guys, maybe there will be a surprise or something. Stay tuned for this. This could trigger a lot of volatility in the market. But I definitely believe that inflation is currently under control. And I think that the Federal Reserve has no other choice than to stimulate the economy back again here in the coming weeks and in the coming months here of 2025. And this is typically extremely bullish for a risk on environment. So yeah, this is actually the best moment to be invested in crypto or into risk on assets, but of course not financial advice. This is just my personal strategy. And also guys, before I forget it, I reactivated my Instagram account. The official link to my Instagram is down below in the video description. Be careful, there are fake accounts out there as well, but this is my official account. I'm posting Q&A sessions, I'm posting market updates. I'm gonna post a lot more JASMY content over there as well. So definitely check it out if you're interested. The link is down below in the video description.
That was it, guys, for today's JASMY analysis. If this was helpful to you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a Japanese flag down below. And if you want to have access to my day trades, my swing trades, then join my trade signal group. The link is down below in the video description. I want to thank you all for watching, for the amazing support, and I see you very soon in another JASMY video. Bye bye.